Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. You know, if you're watching me, then you must be 45, 55, 65, or 75. And you're trying to get to me. You're trying to get to me. You're trying to get to 82, baby. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to get you to 82. And one of the things I want to talk, I got this book, my new book, Rules of Aging. Of course, I have another book that I've been using, Super Aging. Getting older without getting old. You remember the blue book. I don't hold it up as much. I don't know them. They don't know me. But we all about getting to where I am. You 45, you want to get to me. Oh, you want to get to me. But it takes a while, and it takes effort, and it takes stamina. Now, one of the things he says is that if they tell you it's a long shot, it is. Now, that's all he wrote. Look at this. Now, there's 2 or 3 ways to look at that. They say it's a long shot. And then he's saying to know that it is. So does that mean you don't try it? Does that mean you don't do it? Does that mean that you don't make an effort to see if you can make it happen? Does that mean that you're not trying to be in the room where it happens? I'm not sure that I got this one right here. I'm not sure I got it. I like his wit. It's funny. This is Roger Rosenblatt. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I don't get any money from this. Okay. The books I get money from they'll be on Amazon.com by next week, and I have one up there now. So that's where my money comes from. If I get some money, that's where it comes from. But not his book. But I like it. I like this whole wittiness and wittiness and some sarcasm about the journey called life. 45, 55, 65, and 75. It is a journey. And the end, we all know the end. Some people, I think, forget that the end is death. Because nobody wants to talk about that. You're not living forever, but you're going to live while you live. We're not living like it's not going to happen. We're living every day because we don't know when it's going to happen. And that's what I think is important. Now he says if they tell you it's a long shot, it is. Well, maybe it is. It is a long shot, but does that mean not to do it? I mean, people told me something. I wouldn't do that. That's a long shot. And I said, well, I think you should. I think you should study the idea. I think you should pray over it. I think you should look at the facts. See, has anybody been in a long shot and won? I mean, what does it mean it's a long shot? I think it's spiritual to me. I had some people say, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And I said, okay. And then I decided to do it, and it was the best thing that ever happened. It was the best thing that ever happened because you got to follow your own. You got a drummer. I told you about that drummer. I used to listen to everybody's drummer. I was a confused sister. I listened to this drummer over here and that drummer over there. I told my drummer, oh, no, drummer. No, because this person said their drummer was better. And this person said their drummer was better, but that ain't what my drummer say. My drummer says something else. And I spent a lot of time telling my drummer that my drummer was not correct because these people were doing their thing and they were successful, and these people were doing their thing and they were successful, and I'm not successful with my drummer, but I didn't give my drummer a chance to play. You see, you got to give your drummer a chance to play so you can get that cadence going. It's a cadence. It's a cadence. It's a cadence. You got to get going in life. It's a cadence to it. And if you try to be in somebody else's cadence, you're going to trip and fall every time. You listen to somebody else's beat, you try to hear over here and hear over here. And you got this one going, it's confusion. And you're still where you are from last year to this year. Now, the quarter going to end on June the 30th. January, I start talking to you. January. Every January, I tell you, got 2 quarters. That's all you got. You got 2 quarters. Your first quarter is for you to work on it, to outline it, to talk, to have interest groups and see if that's what I want to do, and get a book and read and what is it? Just get a grip on it. And then your second quarter is what I got to do to implement it. And your third quarter is when you reap. And the fourth quarter is when you sow and get ready for the next quarter. The July 1st is new money. It's Christmas. July 1st is Christmas, baby. Once July comes, it's over. Once you have Mother's Day, and Father's Day, and Juneteenth, and Memorial Day. It's over. It's over. The next thing is Christmas. I don't care what else come after that. It's Christmas. You said July 4th. July 4th, they already got all that. All that was ordered for Christmas starts arriving in the stores in July. You all know that, right? Okay. So we in Christmas. So get your Christmas hat on. July 1st, while you putting on your 4th of July hat. Those of you who celebrate 4th of July. 1776. I don't know no black folks was free in 1776. I don't know any. Maybe one, two. You can't even talk about the North because they had slavery up there in Harvard. I tell you that. They had slavery at Harvard. All those up schools. They had slaves up there. Enslaved people. So let's not talk about 1776. We got to talk about Juneteenth, which we just had. In 1776, we're going to enjoy it because it's a day off. Just like they take our day and be a day off, they don't enjoy it. That's all right. We know what we're supposed to do on Juneteenth. 1776, July 4th, you were not written in one constitution, wasn't nobody thinking about you, period. As Tony Gaskin says, period. Okay? So what you got to do is stay on your course. Because you might get a long shot, and the long shot might be just the long shot you needed. I understand what he was saying, being funny about it. You know, like it's a long shot, then, say, oh, no, I can do it. I'm saying that stop and think about it and give it some thought, do some research. And you can ask, at this point, you ask AI, what's the chances? Speaking of, y'all need to stop talking about, I don't want no AI. I ain't doing no AI. I don't like AI. Get over it. Get over it. It's here. Just like computers. Here. Just like the, what's that other thing we used to wear on our, when you would get that? People didn't like it. Anyway, I forget what it is. Anyway, just like texting. I don't want to text well. I notice I see older people texting now. I see older people on the phone trying to figure out how to get a message to somebody. In the same way with AI, you got to learn how to use it to enhance what you're doing. That's all. It doesn't take the place of, but it does enhance if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then go get somebody at 12 because they know what they're doing. And if they tell you that it's a long shot, it is. Okay, man, I turn off my phone. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it. Because it's spiritual. God talks to all of us. He talks to all of us. When I came and sat down and asked the Lord, it's been some kind of day today. It's been some kind of day today. You ever had those days, you all? If you're 45, you had those days you just sit down and say, wow. I know God loves me, but man, 55, you had them kind of days? 45, 55, what about 65? See, if you're 70, anything, you know what I'm talking about. The 70-year-olds, you over here supposed to be helping me. You 70 helping me help them 45, 55, and 65-year-olds. You need to help me help them. Because you have crossed over. You got what God said you're going to get. 10 and 10 more. I'm on the 10 more. But then I'm just saying to you, I need you to help me help them. You say amen with me when I'm talking. Agree with me. Send me some messages to send these babies that are 45, 55 in this world we living in today. Them 45, 55, and 65-year-olds, they living in a different world. Talking about a different world. The Cosby Show, this is a different world. And it's changing every second. And AI is here. And you got to get in. You got to get in the game to stay in the game. I tell you all the time, I'm 82 years old. I'll be 83 August the 3rd. And I have had, how many AI classes? I don't even know now. I'm supposed to be at something at Georgia Tech the last couple of days. But Georgia Tech ain't no joke for walking. I can't do Georgia Tech unless you pick me up out right here where I live and drive me to the door of the building. I'm not going to Georgia Tech. I'm not getting on a cart, none of that. Put me in a building that has a way for a car to drive me to the door. Somebody open the door and I get out and go into the building. That's how I'm going to Georgia Tech. That's the only way I can do it. Oh my God. At this point, at 82, that's the only way I can do it. So I miss a digital, not digital humanities class. It's some kind of digital class for HBCU, and I know it's fabulous because anything Adrian does is fabulous. But I'm not there. I digress. But I'm saying to my 45, 55, and 65-year-olds, listen to me. This it's a new day for real. And faith helps you. Faith and spirituality. Now, what do I mean by faith and spirituality? Can I tell a difference? Am I an expert on it? No, I'm not. I talk about Georgianne. Georgianne is the guidepost here. I always say, don't do as I do as I say do. You know, because I've already done that. And I don't want you to have to go through some of the things I've already done. You know, I tell the cancer people, find your cancer people. Find your people who had cancer. They just found out they had cancer. Tell them to come see me. Tell them to look at me. 3 times, okay? 3 times. And every time I go over to the oncologist, they find something else. So you can tell them to come to me. Any kind of chemo, come to me. I've had them all. But I'm saying to you, you got to stay the course. And it's a faith and spirituality. Faith and spirituality. Okay? God speaks to you in your sleep when you're walking and talking. He speaks to you. And you ignore it. I know you ignore it because I was 45. I used to be 35, and I ignored it. And you ignored it because y'all don't know. Oh, no, I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't know. You know. And faith. Some of y'all put faith into the preacher. I don't know how y'all see God in the preacher. Or how you see God in the usher board. Or God in the building and the benches. You know, can't nobody sit in your seat. That's your seat. They always sit there. God in the, you know, got God in all kind of places, but where God's supposed to be. You don't see Jesus nowhere else. Jesus, the only place you see Jesus is you know, when you maybe see it in the Bible. But you know, some of you all want to see it in the pews and all the different places. No, you gotta have that faith that when you say mountain move, what they say, the faith size of a mustard seed. That's for real. That's for real. You gotta have some serious faith when you're gonna do this right here. See, this man is saying, if they tell you it's a long shot, it is. So you have to make up your mind whether or not you want to go with that. That's gonna take some faith, and that's gonna take some Jesus, all of that for this right here, and it's gonna take some thought patterns. And so I don't know, but I do know the joke behind this, because it's a long shot, and you do it, and you know, just don't do anything stupid if it's a long shot. I mean, it's a long shot to say, you know, you're gonna win the Olympics and you don't swimming and you still floating. That may be a long shot, but it depends on how old you are and how determined you are. All of it can be a long shot, but it has variant. There are variants that you got to keep in mind. And one, of course, age on this thing, whatever that long shot is, perseverance, determination. You know, it was a long shot. They gave me all kind of long shots when they talked to me, my oncologist. But what do? You just take the long shot, right? You don't give up whatever it is. I like what he's saying, but I may have a controversy with this. If you have the book, it's on page 83. That's all he says. If I tell you it's a long shot, it is. And what he's really saying to people, that if I tell you it's going to be difficult to get to that end result, understand that right away. Know that right away. That it's not impossible. I think a long shot doesn't mean it's impossible. It just may take some extra determination. It may take some extra study. It may take some extra mindset. And it's something extra comes with knowing that it's a long shot. But I don't think anybody's saying that you should not try it if that's what you believe you need to do. And that's what I'm thinking that he would say. Now, I don't know Roger Rosenblatt. He might hear that and say, that ain't what I said. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if they tell you it's a long shot, it is a long shot. But what you going to do about it? Are you going to say, you're going to throw your hands up and you really want that thing? Think about how many people that really want something. And they say, ooh, it's a long shot. And you say, well, I'm not going to try. No. Try. Try. Because then you can say, you know what? I tried. I tried. And it didn't work. See, it's a long shot for anybody 82 to have a song make #1 on anybody's list up on Amazon.music. It's a long shot. But guess what? It's a long shot for somebody of 52 or 22 or 19. It's all a long shot because music industry is just that way. So that's why I went at 80 and did an album. I did it at 80. I didn't wait for anybody to tell me it's a long shot. I already knew that. But guess what? I can say I did that. My music is there. When I'm dead and gone, there may be somebody that said, you know, I like that song. They did that back in the 2000s and 22. Oh my goodness. I think I like back at somebody in 3000 could go back and find the music in 2000 and say, that's a pretty good little song. I don't know, but at least I did it. What about you, baby? Have you created anything? Can you say I did it? That's what I want you to be able to do. I want you to sit back, 45, when you get to me, 82. I want you to sit back, look good, feel good. Isn't this pretty what I got on? This is a fabulous blouse. I want you to feel good and smell good and say, I did it. It was a long shot, but I took a chance and I did it. I love you. And you can't do anything about it.